to have Rob Thomas and Paul Doucette of Matchbox 20 here with us for the first time. Good
Wouldn't
morning,
it be
guys.
great? Wouldn't it be great if we could all have spiritual weddings before we have an actual wedding?
It's like a
Just
little
to test
test,
it out.
right?
Like, listen, I love you a lot, but before we really get married, can we have a spiritual wedding first?
And in the middle of that spiritual wedding, you can go, how about a prenup?
By the way, what do you think?
You're like, whoa, you're messing with my spirit.
It's a spiritual prenup, though. It's okay.
As long as it's, I think this has the makings for a song.
The spiritual prenup song.
Yes.
I think so. I think that'll be a hit.
Yeah.
Start writing as soon as this interview's over. Go home.
Yeah, my wife is not going to let me finish that song.
Well, at least you didn't have the option of the spiritual wedding. It was the real deal. And
Well, it was very spiritual, though. Eddie Murphy has nothing on me and my spirituality.
All right, so congratulations, guys. I mean, this is great that you guys have another album, but it was a long time in between albums, and I remember when I spoke to you a few months ago, you were explaining why, but please tell our viewers.
I think, we had just gotten to a point where we were sick of each other. We had...
You don't seem sick of each other.
We like each other again.
Well, that's why we took all the time off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We were a band
spiritual distance.
Exactly.
We had done like a lot of straight from the road into the studio, and then we go on the road for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then right back into the studio, and just didn't really have much of a life outside of hanging out with each other. So we decided to take a few years to do that.
So, and how do you? I mean, do you get sick of each other on the road?
Yeah, I'm sick of them right now.
No, you're not. Look, you guys love each other. I can tell.
No, but we are.
Can't not. I mean, you're with somebody. You're with people all day long, and no matter how much you like them or love them, whatever, they're going to drive you a little nuts after a while. So you need to take a bit of a break.
And also, I mean, how do you deal with all the fact? I mean, when you guys are on the road, obviously you guys are rock stars. I'm sure you get a lot of attention. I mean, do you ever? I imagine you get sick of it after a while. I mean, how do you?
My wife gets more attention than I do.
Your wife's hot, by the way. I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
What about you?
I can't even pretend that like
my wife's hot too.
And you have a daughter. So if you bring your daughter around, I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, look, he's a dad.
That's true. That is true. And then I will scream at them to get away from my child.
And how does that go over?
I don't know, actually, because this is the first time I've toured since I've had a kid. So I haven't figured that out yet. Well,
I guess we'll soon see, right? So this marks, it was almost, it was 10 years ago since your breakthrough album?
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Well, it was 11 years now.
That is amazing how time flies. So obviously it's called Exile on mainstream. The first one was mainstream, so obviously there's a play on words of some sort.
Well, yeah, our whole idea, I think, was, one of our favorite records of all time is Exile on Main Street, one of the, great Stone records of all time. And it's one of the coolest records of all time. It's actually, a really big mainstream record as well, so I thought it's a kind of a good double.
Do the Stones know that? Have you, had a chance to, hang out with them?
I haven't asked them.
I wonder if they'd be happy about it.
I bet they would.
Have you met them before?
Yeah, sure.
Well, and are they cool to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mick Jagger actually co-wrote one of our singles.
Yeah.
Called Disease.
Disease.
He wrote it with me.
He co-wrote that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. By the way, I have that on my iPod. I listen to it all
Well, there you go.
the
Now
time.
it means a whole different thing.
And it helps me as I jog through Central Park.
That's why it's so good.
He came to see us one time in London, and he was standing on the side of the stage, and we're playing, and I looked to the side, and he's doing that dance thing. Yeah. And I realized that's not an act. That's just how he moves. And that's kind of cool.
Well, that's very cool. Also, you guys are doing something for PBS as well. It's called PBS's Soundstage, presented by MasterCard.
Yeah.
So is this a live show, or you're taping it? How's it working?
It's
a tape.
It's a tape live show.
Live to tape.
Yeah. And we played in front of people, and they taped it. And I think it's going to air. It'll air this summer.
It's part of a whole series they do.
They've been doing it for like 6 years or something like that.
It's really kind of, there's very few places you can go anymore, it seems like, on TV to watch your favorite band actually just play music live and not just talk about it. And this is one of those places, kind of like like they're trying to become like an Austin City Limits, and I think over the years they will.
Any chance of coming back with another album in '09? Are you guys hard at work?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to tour now, so, that's pretty much our prime thing right now, but... Yeah, we're definitely going to make another record. When that is, I don't know.
And I'm sure you have new material all the time, like Spiritual Ceremonies. Can I take credit for it if that becomes a hit song?
Totally.
Spiritual Weddings?
Spiritual Weddings.
I like Spiritual Ceremonies. I think that's
Actually,
a good title.
If we could recover Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time.
Oh, that would be great. Idea.
That's spiritual. That's
adding with that like soundtrack from Beverly Hills Cop.
I don't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
All right, we're beginning to break.
We got to leave on that note. We have to leave on that note.
We got to go. Thank you guys so much for getting up early. I know it's not easy getting up this early or not going to bed in the case of you guys being rock stars and all. But you can grab a copy of Exile on mainstream in stores now. And to see them perform on Soundstage on PBS and to get tickets to see them in a show in your area, go to our website, CW11.com/morningnews. And coming up in the next hour, why striking writers will not be tuning in to see Beyonce's performance at the Grammys. I'll explain.
All right, when we come back, we'll have another check of not your traffic, but some swimsuit fashion.
Yeah.